Well, good evening and welcome to this meeting for Tuesday, July 15th, 2025. If everybody can stand for the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mr. Grigsby,
Here.
Mr. Hayes,
Here.
Mrs. McCarthy, here, Mrs. Saxon, here, Mr. Vaca.
Here. Finalization of the agenda. Is there anything to add or remove?
The agenda is final as presented.
Thank you. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the written summary of the regular and special minutes for the meetings on June 3rd, 2025, June 17, 2025, June 24, 2025, and June 30th, 2025.
Moved.
Second. Moved by Ms. Saxon, second by Mr. Grigsby. Roll call, please.
Ms. Saxon? Yes. Mr. Grigsby?
Yes.
Mr. Hayes?
Yes.
Mrs. McCarthy? Yes. Mr. Vaca.
Yeah. Welcome to the superintendent's report.
Okay, we have a very exciting update for all of you tonight and for our public who is in view. We have with us tonight representatives from Hammond Construction as well as TDA who would like to do an update for the board on our construction progress. I would welcome Bill Sherman, Ryan, and Claire to the podium. All right.
So thank you for having us. We're very excited to speak about some of what has been happening as far as design activities and also to share an animation as far as actually walking through and flying around the spaces, which we are always very excited to share. So I'm Claire Bank. For anybody who I haven't met, I'm with TDA and a project manager for both projects. I don't know if we want to introduce.
My name is Ryan Caswell. I'm also with TDA and I'm the communications lead of the project.
And I am Bill Sherman with Hammond Construction.
So as you all know, there is a new high school that's being designed right now and construction has begun. As far as early site work, so you're starting to see things move around on the front of the site. That project is to address safety concerns in the districts. With the new building, there are a lot of safety upgrades that are there for the students and staff. Space concerns because the existing high school is undersized for the number of students, and there's been a lot of creative use of that space over the years. And then excellence as far as a ton of opportunities for staff and students to use spaces in new ways with really new and exciting options for what will be available to them. So tonight we're going to tell you about some of the design, I guess, activities that have been going on and that will continue to go on through November, the construction schedule and activities to date. And then we're going to have a bit of a design reveal as far as the overall high school. So some of the activities that are ongoing and again, will continue through November, we're having regular design team meetings. So these are some images of some of the activities that happen there. We're doing things like reviewing different samples, selections, coordinating different items for the school, talking through logistics as we look at activities that are on site and all of that. So they're usually pretty active and engaging meetings. And then another slide. And then something that we did towards the end of the school year actually was the furniture fair. So we worked with a lot of different vendors to bring in lots of different options of what you could put in spaces throughout the new building. We had it there for a couple of weeks, I think. On the professional development day, we had high school staff come through and test out and give us both reactions live, but also options to put more detailed feedback into a survey so we could take that and really digest it in the office. And then students were also able to come through, particularly they were encouraged to come through on sort of study halls, but it was there throughout those couple of weeks for people to interact with. And the survey was live throughout all of that time. So we're going through, we're digesting that feedback, we're inputting what we're finding from those, and we're looking forward to sharing those results with staff and students in the fall here once they come back to school. So now I'm going to turn it over to Bill to talk about some of the.
Thank you, Claire. Well, I want to provide an update on the construction because while the TDA team has been very actively completing the design, we have, as planned, started to phase in some of the construction. And it's pretty obvious around campus. We've been a bit disruptive now, but fortunately, we're able to take advantage of the summer recess to put in place some new parking lots as well. And I'll show that graphically in a minute, but just as a reminder on the overall timeline where we are here, you can see the green bar represents the early site development, and we are in the throes of that now. And that really is the precursor to the building construction, which is a new high school, which will start in the spring, next spring. So we're basically laying the groundwork, literally and figuratively, for the new building to commence next spring. Concurrent to that, the orange bar represents the transportation and maintenance center that we are constructing, and that construction is ongoing. We will complete that early next year, and that will allow us to bake the existing bus garage and the existing maintenance building, also as a precursor to construction. So it fits right in the fold of the exciting part, I guess, which is the big blue bar. That's the actual new high school construction. So that will kick off in spring of next year, as soon as the weather breaks. We'll be ready to go for that. We're progressing on track with a completion summer of 28, and then that will be followed by the demolition of the existing high school. So just to talk through things from in terms of construction progress, I'm going to show you a series of aerial slides here. They were, for the most part, shot about a week and a half ago, so there has been some progress in the last week and a half. We've been blessed to have some good weather. This is the transportation and maintenance center site. So we have laid out a lot of the earthwork is all complete. You can see in the gray areas, those are the big stoned areas. That in essence represents a lot of the parking, bus parking to the north in the background, and then driver parking in the foreground. Then separated from that, you can see the footprint of the building, and that's pretty evident now because we have all the foundations just about complete, with a couple minor exceptions. You can see if you look real close, you can see we have an electric vault, and that's the new electric service to the building. We have also crossed under Ranger Way, so most of you have possibly noticed there is a little bit of a speed bump unintentional. That's a temporary patch that was done in 24-hour period. We had to tap in a new water line. We intend to still patch that in permanently here, hopefully before school starts. That'll be poured in with concrete. A little closer look, you can start to see the shapes of the spaces that are contained within the new transportation and maintenance center. And on the left-hand side, which is the west side of the site, that's primarily the transportation side of things, including a new wash bay for the buses. Right down the center will be office space and a break room for the drivers, staff, as well as locker rooms, changing rooms. And then to the right side or the east side, that's the maintenance side. So there'll be high bay spaces for equipment, and for all the maintenance needs serving the overall district's needs. And I should say real quick, you'll start to see the building come out of the ground as early as next week. We'll start to finally see some of that steel erection start to take place. And then by mid-September, we should have that substantially complete. We're on track for that early next year turnover. So pulling back, and this shot, I think, is courtesy of Ryan. This was taken a little bit ago. Thank you, Ryan. You can see the overall site, and it's a big site, but it's also going to be filled with a big building. The new high school is a very large building, but you can start to see the western parking lots, the new parking lots. They're in dirt there on this slide. We've also, you can see all the grass in the front field on the west side or left side of this slide. That was once athletic fields that will house temporary parking. I'll show that in a little second here. And then everything to the right that was formerly the student parking primarily, that will be occupied by the new high school. little closer look. We have started some of the mass earthwork. We're out there right now tearing up the asphalt that comprise the student parking. That's being torn up now. We're waiting on some procurement of some stormwater structures, and then we'll start some more of the underground work. But this work will continue right through the fall and right into the winter. That's the planned progress of all this work, and we feel good about the progress thus far. In the foreground, we've cleared those former athletic fields, and we'll create some temporary parking there that will serve both the school district's needs, because we've displaced quite a bit of parking here. But also, you'll see in a minute there, we're also going to park some of our construction staff there as well. Good news is, before school starts, we're able to complete 2 new parking lots on the west side of the site, so adjacent to Ranger Way. Those will be operational for start of school, replenishing some of the lost parking, alleviating some of the pain. And then you can see in the foreground again, you can see in fact, those lots were paved today. The base course asphalt was paved today. We still have a final course of asphalt that will be paved here in the next few days. And lastly, that front temporary lot, for the fall semester, that will be available. It'll be stone only, it will not be asphalt, but for the fall semester, that will be available for school use. For the whole fall semester, or overflow parking, game day parking. I know what that's like. But then next spring we'll take over the eastern half of that, shown on the top of the screen, for construction staff parking. And we, typically on a project like this, we anticipate on a steady basis having about 100 to 120 workers on site every day. So that gives them a place to park their vehicles, and they'll cross the driveway and enter the site from that arena. That's just a high level overview. Turn it back over to Claire, I guess. Right?
Cool, yep. So we know people are familiar with where the building is landing and everything, but before we start looking at this in motion, we thought it would be good to just review the overall layout. So this diagram is showing the overall campus as it would be in its final configuration. So the yellow bar up towards the top left is the new transportation and maintenance center. The road running along the left is Ranger Way, and then the road along the bottom is Bainbridge. The large yellow mass in the front is the new high school, and that's being built where you're seeing all the earthwork happening right now in front of the existing high school. So then just a refresher on sort of the overall space layout. The largest little triangle there that you see is the main entry, and we'll enter at that point into the building on the animation. The sort of tan space is a bunch of the academic sort of core, I guess, subjects that are running towards and along closest to Bainbridge. The pinkish red mass is music and performing arts center. And then the really bright pink and sort of that teal are athletic spaces that are reaching towards the stadium. And then on the second floor, the bulk of the second floor is really over the academic area. So that's that sort of goldish color, goldish tan, whatever I referred to it as in the last slide. A lot of the other masses are just really tall spaces. So we have the gyms are tall, the pool space is tall, and the performing arts center again. They're big volumes. So that's why you're still seeing that color on that second floor diagram. And I'm going to turn it over to Ryan to talk a little bit about the animation process.
Yeah, so I mean, architects, designers, construction professionals often were looking at the building and planning right top down, so you just see the base of it. But really, modeling the whole thing in 3 dimensions is what really helps the team start to visualize those spaces and what it looks like inside of it. So I know over the last year, really, there's always attempts to see that, but I think in a very concerted way over the last several months, building out a 3D model has been imperative. And then applying textures to see every single space to know, what the colors look like, what textures, what materials are going to be used in all of those spaces is one way that we've really used these 3D models. And so we also use the 3D model to be able to communicate these plans out to the community as well. So we're really excited to be able to show kind of the design work at, up to this point. But one thing that I love to do is we kind of engage with not only the district, staff, the administration, teachers, and all of that as students as well. So what we did this time was we sat down with 4 students from 9th, 10th, and then an incoming 12th, and then a graduating senior who had just graduated, and showed them the animation for the first time. I put them like there in their faces, and I wanted to capture their responses like right from the jump to see what they said. And I thought it was so cool. I mean, you can't necessarily hear it in their voices, but like their jaws had dropped when seeing it. And it was hard to kind of separate like, wow, my old school doesn't have this, my new school has this. This looks really amazing. So we cut together the animation with some of their guidance and voices over top of it, so you can kind of hear their responses in real time. Somewhat humorous, as always, as you would expect, but really instructive as you kind of think about how, you know, incoming students, new students, existing students will really utilize this space. So those were our 4 victims, students who we spoke with, and then really played an early version of the animation for them to just get that response and then cut it in over top. So huge thanks to kind of pulling the kids together for that effort. And at this point, we'll just go ahead and play the animation.
This is massive compared to the old school.
I'm just happy it's going to be bigger for the upcoming students. Everyone will be a lot happier.
I really like how big it is.
I really like the brightness of it and how it's like more modern.
The windows, more lighting, seems amazing.
I do like how like the roads go in the back to like get in the back, and there's 2 separate parking lots.
I'm just happy that there's going to be a lot more parking, and being closer will definitely help, you know, not having to walk.
Having the like closeness to the high school from Bainbridge, it just makes it a better area space, that's it.
I feel like it's gonna give Ridgeville a better perspective, and people are gonna look like, oh, that's a really nice high school. It's honestly incredible for these upcoming students. I wish I had it.
I love kind of how it like there's different things coming off the school that makes it kind of more appealing to the eyes, makes it look more cool, I guess.
Reminds me of the NREC entrance, so I kind of like that same energy that we're going for here.
I do see how you guys kind of like implemented like the circle that we have already. I think the circle, it adds a lot to the front. I'm very thankful that you guys are having a new school.
This is really important because I have nieces and nephews, and they will likely go here as well, and I'm just happy for them, and not just them, but everyone that's gonna get to experience the school.
I definitely love the entrance. It gives more of like an open space.
Oh wow. I really like the designs on the floor. That's awesome.
Open dining room, kind of like a college space almost. Gives like the same energy of it.
It almost looks like a college campus. Very spacious, and I love that there's different tables and there's high tables like an actual cafeteria.
I love the top part, like the little kind of balcony-ish kind of thing. There's literally couches and high chairs. There's little booths from like a restaurant or something. So honestly, this is amazing.
That dining space looks amazing.
Windows, really nice. Gives a lot of light into it.
Honestly, the windows are gonna make it so much better. You're gonna feel so much more like happy to be there.
I love all of the colors and like the honor of our blue and gold spirit.
School spirit is big at Bridgeville, so having this to show our pride is much needed.
You know, say you don't have any Ranger gear and you need some, you know, go get some at school.
Now, when we go into the science space, it seems like a lecture-ish space, which I personally like for the more of an integrated teaching style, especially in like a science space where like you're constantly doing either projects or working on like more hand stuff.
I love the windows and it really giving the school a nice, like bright, clean, modern look.
Having this amount of space for everyone, especially with the increase in size, is really needed.
The opening and closing of like different classrooms being separate, whatever. I think that's very nice because it gives the teachers the option to separately teach or teach like all of the class.
You know, if you have free time, you can bring friends here, study, talk, whatever. And I like having separate little rooms where you can have a quiet environment to, you know, study. You know, having multiple windows that let in actual light would definitely improve the mood of everyone being there.
It would be amazing to be able to study outside in the sun, get some fresh air.
An outside courtyard would be very nice, scenic, calming spot for the students.
It would be probably one of the more popular attractions.
I agree. It gives you more of a classroom-like feel, but just with the students that are all doing like the same things. And I love how everything is set up.
A lot of people I talk to do some sort of art.
That is
A lot.
really cool. I love the big open window. It could
Yes.
give endless imagination.
This is a lot better, like space-wise and lighting-wise.
And I love that space so much. It just is a very open community of it.
I actually like the big staircase that they have going down to the cafe. I think it'd be really nice to just sit there and
Sit or lay if they're tired. Honestly, I could see myself laying there.
Ranger Spirit is one of a big part of our school. One of the things that the broadcast team loves to do is the behind the scenes of the game, and it really gives them their own space.
I mean, it's like a stadium. It's like any other gym. It should be like this.
I love the booth view down there. You really get to see all of the game movement, all the team spirit movement, all the bleacher movement.
the bleachers is definitely more seating space, and if the visual scoreboard is there, I think that would definitely make it more appealing for everyone. It actually has windows.
I love the openness, having the bleachers, each being decently long. Brilliant open space needed for this kind of sports, for volleyball, basketball, everything needed inside the gymnasium.
The dividers, that's great for like more variety of things to use in that space.
I mean, I really like the upstairs area. People like to run. People could probably come here after school and run in the winter instead of the track. I think it's a great addition.
This would definitely help, not just for recreational use, but it would help the swim team here because they have to go to the YMCA just to practice or whatever, when now they can do it here.
Honestly, this is an amazing addition. The swimming pool, like this could be an option as swimming during school.
So this is huge for anyone who wants to swim and the swim team.
For them to have the honor of having their sport in the school at more of like an accessible viewpoint is just outstanding.
The swimming pool will be great for, in general, for almost everyone there.
I think I would enjoy that. I think it would be nice for some students that enjoy doing that kind of stuff.
This is almost for every entrance, all the glass. I love it. Gives a more open energy, open vibe. I'm in choir and drama, so I think the drama club currently is growing and currently bigger than the football team. So having this performing arts center is just much needed, I'd say, for all of those in choir, band, orchestra, and drama.
People that currently do theater, band, music, choir, whatever, would definitely appreciate having more space.
I love the grand entrance.
Students would definitely appreciate an auditorium because it's a literal theater inside of our school.
Honestly, it just gives off a better vibe for people in the show. I think it makes them more confident in being in a better area to perform.
And wow, this auditorium is huge. Really nice.
It seems like it's like a movie. Like it literally looks like something you'd see in a movie. I mean, it's huge and it looks like a theater in like Cleveland or something. Like, I don't know, this looks amazing.
This is awesome for all programs in kind of like the performing arts.
The marching band is one of our biggest community activities. They play at every football game, at every big event at our school.
Oh my, this is really nice for all the band.
They deserve their own area for fun stuff that they do.
You'll never catch me on a stage in front of that many people. But speaking for the people that would be on that stage, it really gives them almost like Hollywood feeling of being in front of all of them. And that big stage is a nice touch.
Very nice school that I think almost all of our classmates would very much show enjoy.
Everyone is going to love the difference that the school is going to make.
It's literally built like a college campus. Everyone's going to be happier with more space and so many more chances to be great here, I feel.
Our community is really so strong. I'm very proud to be a Ranger and go to that school.
Wow. Wow.
I would clap for the kids, but they're not here to hear that, but
That was worth the wait.
yeah, now we can drink it. Oh. Can just advance to the next.
Definitely worth the wait.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I mean, it's really constitutes the work that, again, the administration, that all of the hours of collaboration that have happened to make that possible. And I mean, stretching back to all the efforts of community members to bring this about is really, it's an amazing group effort that brought that to bear. So we're super proud to share that with you. Again, about 8.5 minutes long. We loved that coming out from the students' perspective and kind of hearing and seeing that. This material is in the district's hands, as it were, and we have plans over the next couple of days to release this to the broader community, get it up on the construction website as well, so that we can share that out with the broader community, with parents, with everyone who's interested in seeing that. So with that, we'll also say, like, we'll continue to provide updates on the website, all the things that Bill had talked about and the improvements that Hammond is making to that site as construction progresses. Obviously, the animation that would be added up to the website, and then look forward to having everyone join us on August 15th for the Back to School Bash, and then the groundbreaking as well, which kind of kicks off so much of that work for the school. So it's super exciting to be a part of that, to be able to present and share that. So with that, are there any questions for this team coming off of what you've seen?
Just amazing. I love the touches, the details, the Ranger pride that you can see through there, the flooring, that light in the cafeteria is still amazing. It just, wow. Can you speed up the timetable?
We'll be here before you know it.
You could have been on that voiceover.
That's fantastic. We appreciate all the work that everyone's put into it.
Absolutely. That's good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you guys very much.
Appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
It's a superintendent's report. I know.
Wow. What a great report. Yeah, very good. Very good.
I think one other thing that I'll add to their presentation is that the Hammond team today presented some information on upcoming engagement opportunities, both for the community as well as for our students. So we're working through right now, obviously the first one being the groundbreaking, but we would anticipate over the course of the next 2 years having lots of different events where the community, the board, the staff, the students can engage with this entire construction project. So we're very excited for those events as well. And now I'm done.
Right, announcements, Ms. McCarthy?
I do, so just to piggyback on what Ryan said and Superintendent Casario, we do have the Ranger Rally on Friday, August 15th, 4:30 to 6:30, right out front of the current high school. We will be opening the time capsule from Wilcox Elementary that was sealed in the year 2000. Can you believe it's been 25 years? It's kind of hard to believe. And then, of course, the groundbreaking ceremony for the new school. So that'll be a fun event. We encourage everyone to come out and participate. And I wanted to bring to everyone's attention as well the need to reach out to our representatives in our in Columbus, Senator Manning and Representative Manning. There is a bill going forward to override the vetoes that the governor, 3 of the vetoes specifically that the governor vetoed in the provisions that the governor vetoed in the House Bill 96. Those are items 55, 65, and 66. Those will substantially hurt our financial stability in the district if that veto is overridden. So we encourage you to reach out to our representatives and make your voices heard so that they understand and know the impact and what that'll mean for North Ridgeville City Schools. If those 3 provisions are in regards to the 20 mil floor, which is very difficult to understand and explain, but that leaves us with no mechanism to respond to inflationary costs if that provision is vetoed. It will prohibit renewing our existing substitute levy, potentially causing us to go back and ask taxpayers for more money and costing the taxpayers more money because we can't get homestead and rollback the new levies. So that's an issue. And so we just encourage you to reach out to our representatives.
And to piggyback what Ms. McCarthy said, it's imperative. This video was amazing. Now imagine that building with not enough teachers in it, all the collaborative space, the auditorium, all the electives, all the extras that we're currently providing our students could literally go away in the blink of an eye if they override the governor's veto. He had enough oversight and wisdom, thank goodness, to take a look at what was being passed and say, let's slow this train, let's put together a committee of people that understand school funding, and let's address this in a productive way, because that's not currently what's being done. Taxpayers already see relief in the way that the levies are put together. The initial levy started at over 11%, and due to growth and whatnot, it's down to right around 7%. So they already see relief in the very nature of the way these are set up currently. If they override these three things, we're going to lose tens of millions of dollars, almost literally overnight. You can imagine what that looks like. And it'd be heartbreaking to open a brand new school and have to cut things that now I got an auditorium that's sitting empty. Athletics, all those things that are extra, those are right at the top of the list that we have to look at when it comes to cuts, because we got to do everything we can to maintain curriculum. So it's not just that we encourage you, it's imperative. They cannot override these three sections of this current legislation, because every school district in the state of Ohio will suffer with no means of going back. They're going to force us back into the very communities they're claiming to want to help by saving money. And we're going to be forced to go back and ask for more money more often. And then that puts us in an inevitable position of hoping that the community sees value in what we do and understand that these decisions were made at Columbus and not by us. So again, to our community as a whole, we need you to get out there, call our senator, call our House of Representative Mannings, let them know that we don't support this. Let's take a close look at how we can really address school funding in a way that's fair, productive, and truly takes into consideration every single student that this is going to impact.
President Becker, if I could just add a note of thanks to our communication supervisor, Brooke Rochon, with David Pritt, our assistant superintendent, put together some very helpful information for our community that was shared this evening prior to the board meeting. That can easily be duplicated in terms of some of these talking points that would be important to share. Those people who are online who don't live in North Ridgeville, this impacts you too. And I would encourage you to determine who you need to reach out to with the same information regarding your local school district, who is also in jeopardy of losing lots of operating dollars that could certainly be useful. So please do take advantage of that email, which does provide lots of information to help you.
Is it also going to be posted on our website?
We can certainly post it on our website as well. Absolutely. That's a great.
It's for people who don't receive our emails.
Yeah, that's a great
Exact there.
Yep.
Can we watch that video again? Can we go back to happy?
Much more enjoyable.
All right, here's an opportunity for hearing of the public. If anybody is in attendance this evening that would like to address the Board of Education, now's your chance. If you could come to the podium, sir, sign in if you have not already and state your name and address.
Hi, my name is Tim Sherrill, 711 Road. I'm a part-time resident here. I also went to school when Wilcox was over there in the 70s.
Right?
And the hallway was so small, you'd rub shoulders. So
Yeah.
bravo for, my kids are grown, but I do have grandkids that going here. And all that's good and stuff, but keeping the children safe at the school. So one of my concerns is, and I don't know if I'm in the right place to discuss this or just briefly. I've tried to talk with Sullivan, the principal, I believe, on the phone, because it's safe for me and him to keep our distance. with the legal guardian of a child. And someone came into the school with CPS and erased our names from the school system, period. No, BS about it. They literally erased the name and came to pick the child up. They didn't even know who we was. I'm the stepfather. And the father brought someone in, and even though we had court papers, just erased the name. They didn't even know that the mother even existed. And we said, wait a minute, she has enrolled the child the child was 8 years old at the time. This was just happened recently. She's enrolled the child in school every year. So how did her name get erased? And you would think common sense before any legal paperwork was presented, that Mr. Sullivan would have said, common sense, let us contact the third party. Because with everything that's happened with that, now I'm in a legal custody battle. I've already paid $12,000 to an attorney. We would have just got to take the child home. That's part of the, this problem. Now we're in a huge legal custody battle with the father, which he's got his own problems. But anyways, well, I don't know why he would not contact the third party and say, wait a minute, we have someone here allegedly with court papers that was not updated. Are we supposed to release this child with this father? And even though we had updated court papers, he proceeded to let the child go, called the next day and said, oh, we made a mistake. And I said, right, you made a mistake. So we've had some certain words. So Mr. Sullivan goes to court and lies under oath and then says, we don't know how this happened. Yeah, you do. You know exactly how it happened. So we're trying to get to the bottom of that. Because if it can happen to us, I can come in here in a suit with a briefcase with someone else and present some paperwork and say, we want to take this child. This is the father. Whether I make up the paperwork on my computer or go to Staples, why won't somebody contact the third party, the other parent, and say, hey, what is going on here? So it's become a huge problem. So I don't know who I exactly, maybe can get some names or a number or who we could talk to, because we have legal counseling going on right now for a lot of different things. And this is a huge, I believe, a FERPA violation for rights and our child's rights.
Okay. So what will happen now, sir, is you provided your contact information, including a phone number when you signed in. Did you sign in?
I didn't sign this one. I signed the one outside.
And that had all your contact information?
Yes.
Okay, so what will happen, the pertinent parties will reach out to you.
Okay.
They'll have conversations with you that can address this.
Okay.
Actually, and how we address these type of issues and how we work through all of it. So I would expect a phone call in the next couple of days.
Okay.
To address this issue with you.
It's become a huge problem with what had happened. One of the biggest problems too was that he lied in court and said he does not know how this happened. He does not know who signed off, who did this. So it's a problem. And being confronted, he doesn't want to release who took the parent's name off of the computer.
So just to make you aware, there's protocols in place in regards to documentation that's provided from the courts.
Right.
It's not just a matter of you go to Staples and print off something. There's stamps and stuff that it's.
Well, I understand because I have a legal document stating from the court that we are the legal guardian of the child. And why did not, when we came to pick up the child and we showed him our paperwork and he denied it, even though it was updated. You know, why? No, so this didn't happen all in one day. Okay. The other parent, she was gone for 2 months, getting some help and no drugs or anything like that. Once she came, so this happened while she was gone. So then, why did he try to contact and say, wait a minute, we need to try to contact this parent to make sure this is happening?
So again, let us reach out to you.
Okay,
Because there's all kinds of things that factor into this and what conversations we're allowed to have.
Yep.
So in the next day or so, you'll get a phone call,
okay,
to explain that to you, answer questions that can be answered based on what we have
right.
on file.
Because Mr. Sullivan is just trying to make this go away.
Again, let us reach out to you and,
I'm gonna re-sign this. Is that okay?
yeah, that's fine, absolutely.
I do have a question.
Yes.
How's the child?
How old?
No. How's the child doing?
Well, he's living with his father that hasn't worked since 2016. I own my own trucking company.
Okay,
I reside here and the Florida Keys. I go back and forth.
gotcha.
She works in surgery at the Cleveland Clinic.
Okay,
So the child is with the father. He is a drug user.
All right,
And
Yeah.
well,
and sir, at this point.
I understand. I got you.
Shut this
No
down.
problem. I just want this to be addressed because me and Mr. Sullivan are having fits.
I understand
Because he
that.
needs to man up.
Okay,
That's what he needs to do. And he needs to come clean of who did this. Because if it can happen to us, it's very easily for it to happen to anyone.
okay. Again, the right party will reach out to you and have a conversation.
Okay.
In regards to this.
That's not a problem. Thanks for listening.
Of course, all right.
And I love Ridgeville. And I do like their schools. My son went to school here, partially here and partially in Key West. This school has become something, so.
Thanks.
I get everything else.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Anybody else this evening that would like to address the Board of Education? All right. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the consent agenda resolution as presented.
Moved.
Second.
We all want to move it and second it.
And, who moved?
I did, yes.
Okay. Seconded by Ms. Saxon. Is there any discussion?
We're all very eager.
I say that. Roll call, please.
Mrs. McCarthy,
Yes.
Mrs. Jackson,
Yes.
Mr. Grigsby,
Yes.
Mr. Haynes,
yes.
Mr. Vaca.
Yes. Finance report, Ms. McCarthy?
Can we just have one item this evening on the finance report? It's recommended the Board of Education approve the financial reports for June 2025. And I move to approve this item in one reading.
Second. Moved by Ms. McCarthy, second by Mr. Grigsby. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. McCarthy,
Yes.
Mr. Grigsby,
Yes.
Mr. Haynes,
Yes.
Mrs. Jackson,
Yes.
Mr. Vaca.
Yes. Education report, Ms. Saxon?
Yes, we have one item for consideration under the education report. It is a resolution authoring the purchase of 230 desktop computers from Cheap Corporation at a cost not to exceed $175,000. This purchase will support the district's ongoing efforts to maintain reliable and up-to-date technology for instructional and operational use. I move to approve the education report in one reading.
Second.
Human resources report, Mr. Haynes?
Oh, is it just?
That's all.
Oh, okay.
We have several items to consider under human resources report. 4 certified staff appointments, 2 certified staff leave replacement appointments, 5 support staff appointments, 2 support staff substitute contracts, 1 non-NREA supplemental contract, 1 support staff adjustment, 1 administrative staff resignation, 1 certified staff resignation, 1 supplemental contract resignation. I move to approve the human resources items in one reading.
I'm gonna go ahead and, Marcy, you move that. Mr. Haynes, I'm gonna have you with the second.
Okay.
Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Jackson,
Yes.
Mr. Grigsby. Or Mr. Haynes, sorry.
Yes.
Mr. Grigsby,
Yes.
Ms. McCarthy,
Yes.
Mr. Vaca.
Yes. There's another exciting part. We have some new staff members to introduce. Yes.
So I will be filling in for Ms. Butler today. And I'm very excited to introduce a few of our new staff members that are here in attendance today. So first, Lillian Germain. Lily is joining us as a fourth grade teacher at Ranger High Tech Academy. She is a graduate of Lakewood High School and Ohio University. She was drawn to North Ridgeville because of its vibrant and energetic community that values education. She comes from a family of educators and is inspired most by her mom and her grandmothers. Welcome to North Ridgeville. You can sing everything. Right here. Yep, and then we're gonna be signing down here in a minute too. Next up, Elizabeth Gonzalez. And Elizabeth is a music teacher that will be joining us at the Early Childhood Learning Community. Elizabeth completed her student teaching here in North Ridgeville with Sarah Miller in 2024, and she's excited to return where she will lead music instruction at ECLC. She is a devoted educator who draws inspiration from powerful stories like the miraculous journey of Edward Tulane and Remember the Titans. Her impressive ability to build lasting relationships with students makes her a strong asset to our youngest learners. So come back. And finally in attendance tonight is Rebecca Wells. Rebecca will be a fourth grade teacher at Ranger High Tech Academy. She is a reliable and engaging fourth grade teacher who is excited to join NRCS because of the emphasis we place on helping students to develop skills that will help them be successful in life, not just the classroom. Her calm and consistent presence will help students thrive academically and socially. Rebecca recently moved to Ohio from Texas and describes herself as very reliable, and she's probably still unpacking a little bit, right? Welcome, Rebecca. Great.
Are you signing or just photos? What do you have?
We'll do both. I have stuff to sign. So, Lily, you want to go first?
All
right. Here you go. Thank you. And sign away. Yep.
And then I'll have you look at me for a photo. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations. All right, Isabel. There you go.
Say, here, it's play.
One, two, three. Awesome. Thank you. Congrats. Thank you.
You can put the pictures on your fridge.
One, two, three. Awesome. Thank you. Congrats.
Thank you.
Congratulations and welcome. You'll have a chance to work with some amazing staff members, and we by far have the best kids in the country. So no bias, but we do. All right, that's it for the evening. It's recommended the Board of Education adjourn this regular meeting.
Moved.
Second.
Yes. Sorry. This is that.
Would you like me to take roll call, Mr.
Go ahead. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Saxon,
Yes.
Mr. Haynes,
Yes.
Mr. Grigsby,
Yes.
Mrs. McCarthy. Yes. Mr. Baca.
Yes.
650.
Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful evening.
Meeting adjourned.
Meeting adjourned.